I'm Smithy, this is my Contiki, and I'm going to talk to you today about first aid kits. Do I need one? How much are they? What types are they? And what's in them? But first, it's Christmas. It's the first time I've been in the van for 5 weeks. It's the first time I've had a video in over 5 weeks. You'll see why at the end of the video, why a wheelchair and a walking stick has become my best friend. But anyway, that aside, let's get some Christmas decorations up. There you go. Now it looks a bit more like Christmas. See my breath. Right, so we're going to have a look at first aid kits. And car plan first aid. And do you need one? And obviously you do, because everything in this van is just like being at home. And accidents are called accidents because they can happen anywhere. But not only can it happen to you, it can happen to somebody else, because we do a lot of driving and driving around. You can come across an accident somewhere, or somebody can shout you and say, hey, I need help. So it's always good to have a first aid kit in every vehicle you've got. So we have one in my wife's car and we have 2 in the van. And the reason we have 2 in the van is because I bought one, a basic one, and chucked it in the cupboard. Then we needed to use it for one at grandkids, and I thought, well, I think we need to get a better one. And I did get a better one. Or one with more equipment in. So, wife's coming to have a chat with me, so I'll come back in a minute. Hang on. Open it! Can't open the door. Now then, so this first one is a car plan. Car plan first aid, £7 I think from Halfords. Screw fix about the same price. So when you open it, basic first aid guide. One of the important things that was missing from the expensive one I bought was an eye wash. But one of these kits had 2 in, so I've took one out and put it in that one. Anyway, so eye wash, because you never know you get something in your eye. This one's got, you know, you're giving mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to somebody that's not a family member that you don't know. It's like a piece of plastic you put over the mouth, and it's got a, you know, it's like a little, I don't know what you'd call it, but like a piece of plastic that you would blow into to blow somebody's chest up, should they have a cardiac arrest or whatever. Plasters. Now, the plasters in this came like that, and there's no scissors, so you can't cut them up. Now then, I think these, there's 2 of these, I think what they are is what you would put on the side to get your equipment out, to deal with brushing the blood off, and you put it on there. So the first thing you would need is gloves, so it does come with gloves. So you've got the gloves, you've got another one. Oh, this is a triangular bandage. Alright, so that's a triangle, it's a triangular bandage. I thought that was like a tray that would put things on. Right, so yeah, it's a triangle, so it's a bandage. Or a triangular sling, if you will. Non-woven triangular sling. That's not good. Right. Right, let's have a look. Right. Stay there. So, what else have we got? Sterile medicated wound dressing. 1 bandage, 1 bag to put it all in. It's a bio bag to get it all in. So really all you're getting is just a basic, I mean, for the sake of it, if somebody's bleeding heavily, just get one of your shirts or a sheet or a pillowcase cover, anything you can to stem the flow of bleeding. But yeah, it's a basic one. It would do the job if you had a little cut on your finger, cut a plaster off, stick a plaster on. So I suppose you get what you pay for. It looks good in the bag, but there's just not actually a lot there. So out of 10, 2 probably. Didn't put the eye wash back in. So if you had one of your grandchildren or one of your children cut themselves, little nick, there's a few things you could add to that. You could buy some bit of Savlon, proper plasters. You know, you could build a first aid kit from that and just add a few bits into it. So let's go with the next one. Similar sort of price, £7 to £10, Halfords. Let's see what we get. It's got a list of contents. Another triangular bandage, Smith & Nephew medium sterile unmedicated dressing. So eye wash, surgical tape holding one of the bandages on, safety pins, hold the bandages on again, perforated film absorbent dressing. So obviously if somebody's got a cut, that on, bandage on top, bag to put the rubbish in. First aid leaflet, tell you about basic first aid. I've done first aid with the Red Cross, I've done first aid, I've done a few courses in first aid, so, and obviously life teaches you first aid when you've got 3 kids and a lot of grandkids, so you soon learn about first aid and basic and how to make them better. Making kids better is more by soothing talk and telling them how to get better. So there you go, another basic one, not a lot of things in it. In an emergency, yeah, you've got the eye wash, you've got some bandages you can stick on a wound. You know, always remember it might not be you that's cut yourself or anybody in your van that's cut. You could be somebody else in another van, you know, that needs help. You could come across an accident, car crash. First thing you do, make sure people are breathing, take false teeth out. All these things are very basic and people should learn. For me, you know, I think you should honestly go and do a course on first aid just for part of basic human life. You know, I've done resuscitation and all sorts, and I hope that if it happens to me, somebody can resuscitate me. So right, so there's the 2 basic ones. I had one in my wife's car and one in the van, and we started to use bits out of one, you know, plasters for kids and things like that. So I thought we should get a decent one really. So this one, I think it was $15.99, $14.99 from Screwfix Direct. Just goes in a cupboard nicely. Always have it to hand, don't put that in the cupboard and stuff on top of it, you need to get to that. Why does my fireplace keep going off? I haven't got any lights on. There we go, that's better. Why are you hanging? I threaded this myself. It was just a basic reef. Right, so this one, $15.99, and I would suggest to you, out of 10 for the second one, I would give it the same, 2 out of 10, there's just nothing in it. A couple of bandages, you know, I could rip a pillowcase out and put that on somebody's arm if there was bleeding that bad. So that one is just a nice case. You could take that to somebody, say right, come on, let's get you sorted out, sit down, keep them calm, and then get some first aid administered. So right, what have we got? That's what it looks like inside. So you've got like little shelves for all your equipment. So we've got, and it looks like there's 2 of them. Triangular bandage, non-woven, obviously you can use it as a sling or any type of bandage on your leg, arm or anywhere else, head. The eye wash I took out of one of these, I think I took it out of the car plan one, it had 2 in and this one didn't have any in, so I've put that in myself. We've got 4 triangular bandages. He's showing it as a sling, but I would imagine you can use that as any type of a bandage if you had to do. So we've got bandages. Get one out. There's an emergency going on, we need it quick. Right, large, so that's a large sterile dressing, obviously for your wrist, elbow, arm, leg, wherever you need it. And there's 1, 2, there's a lot of these, 1, 2, so the others are showing you that they're for the hand. So you've got, that's a large bandage, there's 2 of them, that's showing you that you wrap that around your hands. Medium sterile dressing, 12 centimetres by 12 centimetres, there's 3 of them, 4, 5, there's 6 of them, so there's 6 of them. So the top 2 compartments, there's 3 in each of them, you know, the medium dressings. These are probably swabs to clean a wound. Let's have a look. Sterile wound cleaning wipes, so there you go. I don't know if there's a bag for rubbish anywhere. Is there a bag? What's this? Astroplast, right, so they're plasters. All different sizes and single plasters, and there looks to be plenty of them as well. There could be about 30 or 40 plasters in there, all separate ones, so rather than you having to look for a pair of scissors and start cutting one, they're there. So right, sterile dressings, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so there's 10 of them, all sterile wound dressings, so you can clean a wound up with them, which is quite important because if infection sets in, mounting kit for mounting it on your wall. I'm not going to mount it anyway, I'll just have it in the cupboard. Safety pins, obviously fastening bandages. So what we're looking for now, we could do with a bag for the rubbish. Right, there's a basic first aid kit. This leaflet contains advice on basic first aid, which there's no reason why you can't read them. That's what it's there for. The more knowledge you've got in first aid, the better. This actually says on it, M pointing upwards and L pointing downwards. So the medium stuff is at the top, large stuff is a bit lower down. What's this? Gloves. Right, so you've got gloves. 2 pairs of gloves. Also there's 4 gloves in each, so you've got 8 pairs of gloves. The fire's still going. So you've got 8 pairs of gloves in there. Eye pad dressing. So there you go. So I've got an eye wash because I put it in, and we've got eye pad dressing, which is good. Just get to the hospital and get some, I think the cocaine drops when you've got a problem with your eye. My grandson, he scratched my eyeball once and it was agony. When we got to the hospital, they put some cocaine drops or something it was, and it just, the pain was instantly gone. Anyway, right, so there's no bag to put your rubbish in that I can see. But so there you go, that is another basic first aid kit. But I think the amount of bandages you get there, you could sort out 2 or 3 people if you came across a bad accident anywhere. Or if you injure yourself or your partner or cut yourself or whatever. This fireplace is not up to much crop, it's showing me adverts every 5 minutes. I have to find another one. Anyway, so there you go. So that one, I would recommend that one. I'm not sponsored by these, there's no link in the description to buy one. Go and buy it yourself and have a trip out to Screwfix. I think it was $14.99. And that is just a nice first aid kit. It's a handy size, you can carry it, you can take it out, you can go running to wherever the accident is. Apart from if you're in my state, which I'll tell you about that in a minute. My van, I'll just show you, I'll show it you and I'll put it over the top of this. My van does actually advertise the fact that I do carry a first aid kit. So if somebody was to run up panicking looking for first aid or anything, my van shows the fact that I have one, and you know, they can ask me, I'll help anybody out. And so there you go. First aid wise, if I can do it, I will. And I'll set the equipment with me. You know, I'll take anything with me: sheets, blankets, pillows. I'll use anything. You know, if somebody's bleeding or whatever, we'll stop the blood. Tourniquets, belts, anything you need. But yeah, definitely learn a bit of first aid. The other thing you need to know is if you're going wild camping, know exactly where you are wild camping. It's no good ringing an ambulance or the police or the fire to say, yeah, I'm in a lay-by just off the M6 somewhere in Lancashire, because you've no chance. So try and, if you're going to go wild camping somewhere and you're going down a road and you look for somewhere, look at street signs on your way or road signs or any markers, a church. Try and know where you are, because wherever you are and an accident happens, you need to know exactly where. It's no good telling the police I'm on a road that goes between Bolton and Chorley. You know, you've no chance. So get to know where you are every single time you stay somewhere. You need to know exactly where you are so you can tell people where you are. 'Cause you never know, the emergency might not be yours, it could be somebody else's. And you're there on the scene and you've got to sort it out. You've got to take command and get it over, get it done. So always bear that in mind. You've got to know where you are at all times, just for safety reasons. Right, so that said, get yourself a first aid kit, and I'll leave you with that. And before I go, I'll tell you why the wheelchair and the walking sticks, I've had an absolute nightmare for the last 5 or 6 weeks, and that's why you've not seen me. The key fob to my van, I just keep it in my jeans pocket. It's that, but it's snapped off. I believe you can buy another rubber and get it in there, and I just haven't, it's one of them things, you know, you don't get round to, you forget 10 minutes after you know you need it. So what's happened is, I've put my jeans on in the morning, pulled them up, and as I've got them on, the key fob has fallen out of my pocket and gone under my bed. So, simple enough, lift the bed, get the key fob, no problem. Then I got a bad back, about an hour after. I thought, bloody hell, that's sore. So, about 2 hours after that, I was ringing a doctor. That's how bad my back was. 2 hours after, or 3 hours after lifting that bed, it was terrible. Anyway, they said to me, just take some ibuprofen and paracetamol. So anyway, I bought that, did nothing. And then over the next few days, I had a funny feeling in my leg. It just felt strange. And let me just make sure you're still on. Right, you are still on. I need a camera where the screen faces me and I can see that it's recording. So my leg felt funny. I've had flu as well. But I said to my wife, my leg just doesn't feel right, there's something wrong. It wasn't pins and needles, it was just a strange feeling. Anyway, 2 days later I could not walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit down. The only pain relief I got was by lying on the floor on my back with my leg on top of this other leg, and that was the only way that I could get any comfort. So my wife rang the doctor. They won't come out, you've got to go in. So I'm having to hobble into the doctor. It was the A&E they sent me to, but it was an out of hours doctor working near the A&E. So I'm hobbling in there with a brush. So I've got the brush here with the handle, I'm hobbling in. And I was in absolute agony, I was crying with pain. And they gave me a drug called naproxen. And I don't know anything about medication, but anyway, I got this naproxen. And it brought me out in a rash all over my hand, all the way, every finger, all my hand to my wrist, off 2 tablets. So I thought, right, I can't have that. So I rang another doctor, told me to come in again. So I got the brush again, went in, and they gave me a crutch this time. Anyway, so I've gone in, I've told him what's happened, he's given me some cream for my hand, get rid of this thing. He told me not to take the naproxen, which I said I'm not going to take it again. Gave me something called amitriptyline or something. Anyway, take one a day for one at night for, you know, however many days or whatever. No relief whatsoever. So I've had to sleep on the couch, can't go to bed, and I've done that for 5 weeks. I've been in absolute agony, and I've looked up amitriptyline about 2 days after realising it's giving me no pain relief whatsoever, and apparently it's for depression, but it can help nerve pain. Well, it hasn't helped my nerve pain. So I've been struggling with paracetamol and ibuprofen, it's done absolutely nothing. I think the ibuprofen now does kick in, and it kicks in for about an hour. Take 2 of them, and then you can't have any more for about 4 or 6 hours. And that's the only relief I've got. I've today tried to go shopping with my wife. I got 50 foot from the car, realised I was in pain. I said, you go shopping, I'll wait in the car. So that 100 feet walk is the most I've done in the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's been absolutely impossible. And every Tuesday my grandson's been taking me shopping for my mum's shopping in my mum's wheelchair, because without it we couldn't have gone. There's no way I could walk, I couldn't do anything. But I've now learned that I can walk with a walking frame. So at the minute that's what I'm doing. So if you don't see me hopping about the van showing you things, that's the reason why. It's been a struggle, and I can drive, I just can't walk. I can get in the van, drive where I want, I just can't get out of the van and do anything, you know, apart from sit here. I mean, I'm sat now talking to you. Today is the first day I've been able to do that, because I've been lying down with my feet up. Not in the van, because I don't live in the van full time. You know, I'm a full-time carer for my mother at the minute, but this is why we're not on holiday every 5 minutes and you see us travelling the country. Otherwise that's what we would be doing. But anyway, yeah, lying down, it's been horrendous. One good thing that has come out of it, I suppose, I've become an Ed Sheeran fan. And before my leg problems, I never knew who Ed Sheeran was. And now I do, and I like the underdog. So he's somebody that started busking on the streets of London, sleeping on his mates' couches, to earning an absolute fortune and becoming the biggest star in the world at one point. So I'm an Ed Sheeran fan. I also bought an organ. This is annoying me. I bought an organ to I just fancied learning the keyboard, you know, so I bought an organ, so I've been messing about on a keyboard. I might put it on here one day and I'll show you what I've learned. I'm only learning it off YouTube. Go on YouTube, learn a bit of the keyboard, and it's just passed time on for me, because for the last 5, 6 I've done nothing. Absolutely, you know, nobody understands. Even my wife, I said to her, do you know how depressing I am being here for 5 weeks and not moving? It's been awful, rotten. And getting in a wheelchair and just going to the Arndale, they have a Greggs there, it's like a little square, and at the beginning of it they have a table with all this stuff for sale. What it means is you can't get down each side unless you're walking. And I said to the woman, I said, I'll have to send my grandson in, the car obviously can't get in your shop. Oh. So anyway, I told them what I wanted. I got my sausage roll, a bacon butty and a brew, whatever. The next day, next week we went, the next Tuesday, they put a smaller table there and you could get in with a wheelchair. Anyway, the same woman was there and I said, oh, you've put a smaller table out. She said, yeah, we didn't realise. All we wanted was a nice orderly queue in and an orderly queue out. She said, but we didn't realise people in wheelchairs couldn't get in. I said, well, I saw I've done some good then. So the trials and tribulations of being in a wheelchair, if you're in a wheelchair permanently, and I know some people that are in wheelchairs watch these channels, I absolutely take my hat off to you, because and if I see anywhere that a wheelchair is not accessible, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say, how's somebody in a wheelchair getting through there? And I will say something, because now I know what it's like. You don't know what it's like till you're in one, and I've been in one every Tuesday for the last 5 weeks. It's been awful. And my grandson, he's 16, like, he's quite a big lad, but try to push me about. I'm 14 stone. It's not the easiest thing to be doing, but he's managed it. He's going to army in March, and it was September, but it's March now anyway, so it's been good training for him, pushing me around. Anyway, so I'll leave you with that. Get yourself a first aid kit, get a good one. Get one like this from Screwfix or Halfords or wherever, and learn a bit of first aid. And do not lift anything heavy, including lifting your bed up for your key fob. Do not, if you're going to lift anything, bend your knees, bend your knees. I'm saying first aid and look after yourself, and there's me lifting bed, just, what a nightmare. Anyway, sciatica. Who would invent a backbone with vertebrae like this sticking out, where one can pop out with a sciatic nerve right behind it? Why would you invent a body doing that? So if you can do anything with DNA, get rid of the sciatic nerve, that'd be fine. So anyway, take it easy, stay safe, do not lift anything heavy, and I hope to see you soon.